There's a moment near the end of The Devil Wears Prada that most people get wrong. Andy is in Paris. She has the clothes, the access, the title. She's become Miranda's right hand, the assistant who survived, the girl from Ohio who made it in a world that wasn't built for her. By every visible measure, she won. And then she looks at Miranda, really looks at her, and for 1 second, she doesn't see the most powerful woman in fashion. She sees herself 20 years from now, and she drops her phone in a fountain and walks away. Most people read that scene as Andy choosing herself, the redemption moment, the feel-good ending. But there's a more honest reading. She doesn't walk away because she figured something out. She walks away because she's already lost something she can't name, and staying means losing the rest of it. She's not making a brave choice. She's recognizing something she almost missed. That specific feeling, working hard for something, finally getting it, and then finding it strangely empty, is one of the most disorienting things a person can go through. And almost nobody talks about it, because from the outside it looks like success, and the culture has very little patience for people who complain about success. This video is about what's actually happening inside that experience, because it's not ingratitude, it's not weakness, it's a real psychological pattern with a name, and understanding it is the only way through it. If this is the kind of video you want more of, subscribe before we go further. New video every few days. It takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps. Okay, let's get into it. In 2002, a psychologist named Tal Ben-Shahar gave this experience a name. He called it the arrival fallacy. The idea is simple. We are really reliably wrong about how good it will feel to achieve something. Not a little wrong, but significantly wrong. Here's how it works. When you're chasing a goal, be it a job, a grade, a body, a relationship, a title, you picture a future version of yourself who has it, and that future self in your head feels different, more settled, more satisfied, like the restlessness you feel right now will finally quiet down once you get there. It actually doesn't. What research actually shows is that your brain returns to its normal emotional baseline surprisingly fast after almost any achievement. You get the promotion, you feel great. Then, within weeks, sometimes even days, the feeling fades and you're back to baseline, wondering what to chase next. Your brain isn't broken. That's just what brains do. It's called hedonic adaptation, and it happens to everyone. Andy's mistake wasn't wanting to succeed at Runway. It was believing that succeeding at Runway would fix the thing underneath the wanting. It couldn't, because that thing underneath, the restlessness, the sense of not quite being enough yet, that was never a career problem. It was an identity question, and identity questions don't get answered by job titles.
Now to something most conversations about ambition skip entirely. The road to becoming who you thought you wanted to be doesn't leave you untouched. It asks for things along the way, small things at first, then bigger things. And because it happens so gradually, there's never one clear moment where you say, yes, I consciously choose to give this up. Watch Andy across the film. The trades are exact. She trades her relationship with Nate for availability. She trades her friendship with Lily for access. She trades the actual reason she wanted to work in journalism, the writing, the purpose, the thing she told herself this was all leading toward, for the more immediate reward of being really good at the job right in front of her. And each trade gets a reason, a justification. Once I get past this one moment, I'll recalibrate. The recalibration never comes, because the next moment is already asking for the same trade. This is called values drift, not a dramatic betrayal of who you are, just a slow, quiet migration away from the things you originally cared about. You still remember what you valued, but the daily shape of your life has been reorganized around something else. And then one day you look up and the person living your life isn't quite the person who started building it. And the hard part? You can't reverse the trades. The time, the friendships, the pieces of yourself that went into the machine, those are gone. The only real question is what you do with the recognition now that you have it.
There's a framework in psychology called self-determination theory, developed by researchers Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. It draws one really important line. Intrinsic motivation entails doing something because it genuinely aligns with who you are, what you care about, what gives your life meaning. Extrinsic motivation involves doing something for the external reward, the status, the salary, the approval, the look on people's faces when you say where you work. Both of these get you out of bed in the morning, but only one of them leaves you feeling okay once you arrive. The research is clear. People who chase and achieve primarily extrinsic goals, the impressive title, the prestigious job, the life that signals success to other people, actually report lower well-being after achieving than people who chased things that were personally meaningful. Not because the rewards aren't real, but because external rewards can't fill an internal gap. Andy started at Runway with at least a partial connection to something real, a stepping stone, a credential, a path toward the writing she actually cared about. But as the job swallowed her, the goal became the job itself. The external reward became the point. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Miranda Priestley is the end point of that logic. She has everything the extrinsic version of the goal produces, unambiguously, and she is not a villain, she is not broken, she is simply the answer to the question Andy is still asking if Andy stays long enough to become the answer. Andy seeing that is what breaks the spell.
There is a part to this that hits hardest, and it's the part people talk about the least. When you work toward a version of yourself for a long time, the journey doesn't just produce that version. It produces a specific self, shaped, practiced, and optimized for the conditions of the chase. That self has habits, instincts, and values, all organized around what the journey required of you. And when you finally arrive, that self is the one looking around at what was achieved, not the self who started wanting it. That self is years behind you, still standing at the beginning of the road, holding the original version of the dream. The Andy who wants the job at the start of the film wants it for reasons that make sense to that version of Andy. Her values, her relationships, her sense of what matters. The Andy who makes it to Paris? She's been reshaped by everything the journey demanded. She's more capable, she's sharper, she's genuinely better at the work. And she's further from the person who thought the work was the point. That gap between the self who wanted and the self who arrived is where the emptiness lives. The achievement was real. The problem is that the person who imagined celebrating it isn't quite available anymore.
Let's be clear about what this feeling is not. It's not proof that ambition is bad. It's not evidence that success is meaningless. It's not a sign you should quit everything and go live in the woods. It's a question. The arrival fallacy, the values drift, the identity gap, they're all pointing at the same thing underneath. The original question about who you are and what you're actually for didn't get answered by the achievement, because it was never a career question. It was always an identity question. And identity questions don't get resolved by external milestones. They get worked on, slowly and imperfectly, over time, by actually sitting with them. By asking, what did I originally want and why? What did I trade to get here, and was that trade really mine to make? Who is the version of me that finds this empty, and what does that version know that the striving version didn't? Andy dropping the phone and walking away isn't a rejection of ambition. It's the first honest moment in the film where she stops asking, how do I succeed at this, and starts asking, is this what I actually want? That second question is harder. The first question has direction, momentum.
the daily comfort of knowing exactly what you're working toward. The second question has none of that, but it's the only way to build something that won't feel empty the moment you finally arrive. If you've ever worked hard for something, got it, and felt strangely empty afterward, you weren't ungrateful, you weren't failing, you were asking the right question, one beat too late. The good news is, it's not too late to ask it now. Thank you for watching today's video. If this video made you think, drop a comment. I genuinely read them. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. This is exactly the kind of content we put out here every few days.
In our next video, we're discussing a different kind of psychological trap. Not one about someone who chased the wrong thing, but about someone who never started chasing at all, who kept waiting for the right time, the right circumstances, the right version of themselves. We're going to talk about why waiting feels safe and what it quietly takes from you while you do it. See you then.